I do believe we're live. So I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. The green is nice behind me, but I'll show you the clouds I'm looking at. Those clouds. Those cloudy-bo clouders are really pretty, and I like them. I like the way they make my eyes feel. Yes. Whoever thought that was a good idea, applause. Well done. Well done, cumulonimbus. I don't know those cumulonimbuses, but those are some thickum clouds. It looks like freaking cotton candy. It looks like you can just like a little pinching. Alas, I'll just have to be eating it with my eyes. There's something wrong with me. Why would I do that? I don't know, but it felt like I was eating it. Felt like it a little bit for a moment there, at least. It's nice having you here. Thank you for joining me. I feel maximally unhinged. The clouds are really clouding. Is that a thing? They are. They're receding, unfortunately. They're going that way, which makes me sad. I would love for them to get all up in my maw up here, but nah. They're doing their business all the way out there. All the way out there. But it's nice. It looks like a mountain of clouds. That's exactly what it feels like. It feels like I'm looking at a mountain, but I know that they're clouds. I say that's so pretty. Why is that? I'm having such a good time. Yeah, upregulate. That is today's stream topic. You have the ability to upregulate. Did you know that? Did you know that? Do you know what upregulate means? I don't know if I do. Exactly. But the way that my mind has come to the conclusion of upregulation is that there is this frequency that life tunes itself to. All right. And ultimately, you are that frequency that your life tunes you to. You know what I mean? So when you do certain things, you might have your emotions stimulated by them. You might have heard like regulate your emotions. If you can regulate your emotions, you'll set yourself up for more success in life as well, because you'll be less likely to crack under pressure. All right? I crack when I'm not under pressure. I melt when I'm not under pressure. But as soon as the pressure arises, it's like non-Newtonian fluid. All right? There is still structure there. I can take a blow. But if you blow hard enough, you're going to be hitting a wall. It feels like I'm looking at a mountain, but they're really clouds. I think there was an episode of a really beautiful anime called Mushishi about something like that. That's wholesome. I'm happy that I'm not the only one that thinks things like this sometimes, Sam. You know what I mean? Thank you for telling me that. Yeah, people are actively upregulating. That's what we should think about today, actively, over and over again, is how can I, through my conscious experience, upregulate what it is I am going to continue to get, right? Strength. For me, I'm pretty pressed on strength. I want to be strong, right? And I see it almost like this thing of like, I tell that to myself. And then because myself gets told that I am strong, then I do things that make me stronger. And then I get strong. And then I'm like, you see, upregulate. Upregulate. It's like you have to like bring yourself up to a standard, right? Over and over again. Sit up tall. Drink your water. Do your yogas. You know what I mean? Also, good morning, lurkers. Good morning, indeed. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, you're probably like, maybe, likely, new person seeing me for the first time. Like, what's happening here? Who's this guy? Why is he talking about upregulation all of a sudden? It's either AM hours if you're in America, or your day is coming to a close if you're on the African time zone. I'm so stoked. I am so stoked. I cannot press enough how stoked I am in general. Just like, I feel good right now. I've been doing a lot. I have been. I acknowledge. Well done myself. Well done for all of the lot you stop. All of the lots you did. And I like today, I danced for like 2.5 hours before stream started. And I got pushed. Let's just say it in so many words. To the point where my legs do that thing where they're like collapsing in on themselves. I kept dancing. And now that I get to sit down, I've just done the yoga and it felt really good as well. And I get to be in this space with you friends. And there's just so many instances of upregulation. And while I was getting ready for all of the other stuff, I posted something on Zora. I made something painstakingly. Like it brings me so much joy to do things the hard way. I don't know why. You know, maybe there's something about upregulation in that. But last night, right, I finished my flower around like 2 a.m. I've been pushing, I've been burning the candles light, 2 a.m. I finished my original flower. I'm like, okay, good. Art made. And then I think, I need to post something tomorrow on Zora. Right. And I already knew what I was gonna post because somebody else on Zora inspired me to post it in that way. There's terminology of flywheels on that platform, right? And you may be like, more like, what is a flywheels? And I'm like, the way that platform works is that it's built on a bunch of different networks, and all of those networks have value already, some of them intrinsically. And then they give their value to the network that comes next to it, right? And then the people that are in those networks give of their value to those things. And then you basically start creating this momentum, right? A certain flywheel, if we will, right? Something that spins. Hello, hello, hello. And Risa, welcome to you too. Thank you, friends, for joining. Jovan, good morning, beloved. It's nice having you, right? So I was like thinking to myself that, and again, they talk about the flywheel a lot on Zora. You look like Felix from Stray Kids. Stray Kids is a band, I believe. And I think I've heard someone say that before. And I'll take it as a compliment. Nothing special. Thank you for joining me. I'm Melt. Welcome. I do one of these streams every day. Hope to see you again soon. Which country? South Africa. I am in South Africa. This is supposed South Africa's. There's buildings. Nature. Upregulate. Upregulate. I want my buildings to be seeds first. And then I want to go somewhere that I would really like to live. Plant that little seed and watch as my building grows onto the land, becomes a part of the contours the way it was supposed to. I am India. Bless. India is a beautiful place as well. Depending on where you are. Where are you in India? Let us know. Hello. It's nice to have you here. We're talking about upregulation today. Upregulation. And I just want to complete the previous thought about the flywheel thing, right? So 2 a.m. in the morning, I decide, okay, it's time to, I found the inspiration for what tomorrow's post is going to be. Let me make it. So first, I have to, of course, find a Zora orb, HD at the very least. So I scour the internet, and the highest density of pixels I can get is like 400 by 400. All right, like I, almost like on principle, don't work below 2000 by 2000. All right, my original HD output of my work is almost 5000 by 5000. So getting like 400 by 400 pixels, I'm like, oh, pain. And then AI magic trees, right? Like there's actually stuff built into these devices as well these days to kind of like just summon more pixels. Be like, imagine there's pixels here somewhere. And then the computer is like this? And I'm like, yeah, exactly. His name is MeltMore, but you can just call him Melt. Your name, Melt is fine, thanks. Yeah, and then I start, right? And again, like there's a bunch of ways that I could try and do the thing that I wanted to do. So I had it in my mind that I want to create I wanted to create a flywheel, right? And I knew Zora was the place that I posted, and Zora is circular, the symbol at least, right? And then I posted on the big the big blue base square, and I'm like, yes, yes, canvas with a circle, and then I'm like, then I need to give it kind of spokes, to make it wheel-esque. And then I put one of my flowers in the center of the circle, and then that little spokes had these little divots. And then I took a screenshot of the people that support my work the hardest. They've like thrown the most money at my face, metaphorically speaking. And then I like painstakingly, like literally, I had 17. No, not 17. Yeah, like 14. I had 14 layers open because I had to keep duplicating the freaking page, and then I had to keep erasing all of the other pixels. It wasn't just the little circulars. I can maybe show you what I'm talking about. That could help. Yes. Thanks, Melt. Thanks. Not all of us are cracked out of our minds. I can now. Okay. This is what it looked like. There we go. You see? You see? I like went and summoned more pixels for this thing to be like. You can still see this. Still not perfect. I'm still losing my mind, but it's fine. Okay. Mind successfully unlost. And then I, again, right, with a pen, cut out each of these little circulars. I tried the lasso tool. It didn't work. It was ass. So I had to do it myself. And then each of those peepers, they have put, this man's like dropped like $100 alone just yesterday. This guy owns like more than $300 of my work. This beautiful lady owns like $400 of my work. Very nice. Thanks. Thanks. Bless. Yeah. Super stoked. I am so hyped. Like out of my mind. Seriously. I can feel myself upregulating. Like I cannot be less. Like it's like something in me that wants to be, I don't know if that makes sense. Like there's something in us that still wants to eat the junk food. Right? That still wants to do the thing that we know is bad for us. There's something in us that has that like I did that, for example. Last night I ate some sugar. And that's why I danced for 2.5 hours, just by the way. And why I danced until my legs were like collapsing underneath me. Because I felt horrible. I actually felt trash. I ate so much sugar last night that I had to just like bloated, like, I feel like I still don't feel perfect. But I danced. I danced to get it out of me. And I could feel like in that act of dancing, that is more the true version of me than that version of me that eats a bunch of sugar, right? And it's like, it's an upregulation that I can see actively trying to like scratch its way out of myself. Oh man, Melt, I really can't wait to work for you. Thank you, Joe. Love is true. Joe is a graphic designer. Yeah, I don't know if my graphic design skills. Adobe Creative Suite will change your life. Yeah. Yes, it will. Like this is the way I did. Actually, I can show you. My work environment. Let's see if it's still open. There it is. Yeah. Right. So there's all of the freaking all of the layers. And I did try. I did try. I thought for a second that maybe I should do like more spoke-like, with that one. Make it more spoke-like. But then I didn't have like the 9 geometry perfect, so I was like, nah. Well, technically that one was the one that came first, and then I replaced it with this one, and this is the one that I ended up picking because it had more slots. Had more slots for me to put people's faces. Right? I felt so bad that I didn't put some people's faces as well. Where I was like, bro, there's only 9 slots. Better be number 9 next time. I say to myself, in saying to myself is the other person that I should feel bad for not putting their name on my thing. Yes. Oh wow. Bless. Can we all work for you, bruh? I want to be in charge of office morale. Office morale. I don't know why, but for some reason, like I'm imagining like Sam with like a beating tool. I don't know why. Like instantly, I think like Sam is in charge of office morale, and then I like it renders Sam holding something to beat people with. It's like they'll have morale. Don't you worry, Melt. They're gonna be super stoked to be working, right? And then when I come, I'm so nice. I'm like the nicest guy ever. They're like, oh, this is the guy we're working. He's so nice. Why is Sam such a hard ass? Because he's so nice, Owens. Can't fucking let a nice guy like this. Oh, love you, friends. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, manifest. Upregulate. Nearby places. Camera rotate. You want to see? You want to see what's around me? Nothing is nearby me. Oh. I'm nearby nothing right now. And then this building. But everybody knows what buildings look like. Nobody has seen this exact instance of nature glory. There's a lot of man in the picture too, unfortunately. I don't know if unfortunate. No, I shouldn't say stuff like that. I'll regulate. Oh, good, man. Good. Electric lines. Good. Sprayers. Good. Barbed wire. Good. Good for that stuff too. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Upregulate. Yeah, I can feel good about that stuff too. Yeah. I'm not like I don't know if you're following what I'm doing, but I really do have something in me. Right? Like I look at what I'm looking at, and then I see there is 3 lines, 3 electric lines that is obstructing the serenity of my view. However, if it wasn't for that obstruction, we would not have electricity right now, would we? No, probably wouldn't be able to live stream this, since my satellite-based internet got Yasibo Basid as well. So freaking stupid, yo. So much I have to contend with. Like just making my life a little bit harder. Just a little bit harder. You think it can be easy? Must be hard. And then again, right? I'm joking and coy, like tongue-in-cheekedness, but at the same time, there is something in me that like believes that. It's like, but it must. If it's just easy, then it isn't worth it. See a little Burby. See, I see a little Burby. As I was starting to talk about the little Burby, he takes a shit in the water catcher. Ah, perfect. Upregulate. Thank you for the smiles, little burps. Why he would do that? Like, let me show you. Can you see him sitting on top there? And think of the plants. He's super visible. He flew away. But like, there's a lot of places to poop inside a vessel. Such creatures. I'm trying to upregulate. I'm upregulating. There's upregulation happening. Sam, head of HR. I am nearby. Nothing to see here. Never more than a thought away. I'm imagining Sam with a beating tool. It's just for motivation. Nothing. So close. I can see something. Africa main Kahanse. I don't know what that means. Africa main? Africa man. Kahanse? Nope. Nope. You'll have to give me more context, Mr. Hello. I'm actively bringing into my mind this ability to upregulate. Upregulate. Doing things the hard way. Because it allows me to upregulate. I wonder if people can tell. That's the one thing that I wonder about more than anything, right? Like, because again, maybe I haven't completed that point still. I was up until like 4 a.m. making the Zora flywheel. And I knew I wasn't gonna go to sleep until I have it done. And I finished it. I did. But it took me 2 hours to do that. Right? 2 more hours. 2 more hours of melt life into picture. Right? Think about that. I had a conversation with Aaron yesterday. Aaron's birthday was yesterday. So I had like an hour call with him. And his grandma used to paint. And she only started painting in her 40s. And she painted hundreds of pieces. These like landscapes, beautiful landscapes. Very tasteful and artistic, and like you could feel her spirit in those landscapes. I don't know if that makes sense. Usually you see like a landscape painting and you're like, ah yes, landscape. This is my own judgment right now. Please don't judge me for judging. But hers has this like a quaintness to it. I mean, I know what I mean, like a quaint, like to it. And then we had a conversation about her. She had passed in the meanwhile, and how she spent literal, thousands of hours, years of her life in front of those paintings, right? It was her putting herself into those paintings, right? And now, after she had passed, those paintings still stand. And I made this connection that it's almost like she is standing there as those paintings, right? As herself, as those paintings, staring into the world, you know, allowing the world to see her face as well. And of course, being an artist myself, I take that to heart, and I'm like, every minute of my time that I've ever spent making something beautiful has me in it, literally, right? Like on the other side, maybe that's another thing to see, is you can see it like a mirror, literally. That piece of art that you're looking at, one of my flowers, is literally a mirror. On the other side of it is me, until it looks the way that it is. Right? Like you literally get to stare into the mirror of myself. Now forever. Now forever. It's wild how we're going to upregulate our powers. Hello, dear friends. We could use a few more words for message to understand you. It's true. Hello, bro. Hello, Ahmad. How you doing? How's life treating you? I am going to embrace a little bit of warmth. Today we've been having this conversation about upregulation. So I set my intention to do as such. Up-regulating. Always. That Mojo. Is that Mojo? I think that's Mojo. Hey, Mojo. It's nice having you, bro. Mojo is one of the OG supporters now. You weren't on the original flywheel, Mojo. But I saw your comment. Mojo is one of my hodlers. The people that will hodl my coins into infinitums. I look forward to being able to make festivals, and like this is gonna happen, friends. It has to happen at this point, right? It's not even You are tired? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. As I said, 2 hours, 2.5 hours of dancing before this stream, yoga as well. And then I also only went to bed at 4 a.m. No, a little bit later than that. And then I only woke up, I think I woke up at 10. Bro, he doesn't speak English. Yeah, I don't speak English. I'm sorry. I have to say something in the language that I can understand. Oh, upregulate. Yes. Bring a smile to your face, literally. Like, go lum, num, and then smile. Try it. That's thus been proven as well. You literally upregulate your own body's ability to produce certain chemicals, depending on whether you're smiling or not. Jovan, and a beautiful soul it is. So much love. A ghost of me will continue to live as long as my art is still out there. Might not have my name attached to it, but I put my soul into that stuff. Joe, you're making me think about that Vsauce video. All of the ghosts of us. That's beautiful. We're making ghosts of us. This is a ghost of me already, right? Because you are tuning in live right now, technically. But even in that, there might be like a few seconds, maybe 20 seconds delay, right? And in that way, you are seeing a ghost of what I used to be. And I am always and actively becoming. And the only thing that I can now hope is to make ghosts that don't scare, make ghosts that inspire. I loved as a kid Casper the Cowardly Ghost. I love the idea of that so much, that there can be cute ghosts. There can be ghosts that are not supposed to be scary. Right? And I watched those movies as a child, and I was like, there's something in me saying stuff. Spirits among us. Not all of them are bad. Not all of them are good. Which kind of ghosts are you going to leave behind? The good kind. I sure hope so. Hope for our sakes, so hope for our future. Friend, thank you, Sam. Hi, bro, Junior Nerd Wizard. That is a hilarious name. I love that. No smoking. I don't smoke. That is something called vaporizing, right? So you take a little bit of herb material. You can take lavender, literally, right? There is flavonoids on lavender. So you can take some lavender and then you put it in here. We don't have lavender bushes in there anymore. I was gonna go and get some lavender for a second. But you take some lavender and then you put it in here. And then you add this cap, and then you add heat to this system. And then you can go and research, right? At what temperatures do lavender's volatile flavonoids evaporate? And then you'll find a temperature range. And usually it's gonna be around like 160 to 120 degrees Celsius. And it just so happens that this thing has a little piece of metal in it that deforms at that temperature. It makes like that, and then it makes a click sound. And then you can literally extract those volatile compounds off of the plant material without having to actually combust any of it. All right? Allowing your body to upregulate. Upregulation. Was Casper cowardly, or was it just courage? Courage the dog. I think Casper was the friendly ghost. Thank you. Why did I say Casper the Cowardly Ghost? Maybe it's because of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Yeah. He wasn't actually that cowardly. Maybe, I mean, like, I remember him being very shy and kind of like scared of people. Maybe it's just a connection in my mind. 30 minutes into chat and I've gotten bingo, Jovan. You actually got bingo. 30 minutes. That's not bad. 30 minutes is not bad. And again, that's kind of like a good number, I feel, right? Just long enough. Sam, it did start early today. That sounds like a good number because 30 minutes means that you don't have to be like engaged for like hours before you actually are gonna get bingo. But at the same time, the people that are not paying as close attention won't catch all of the things bingo-able. Do you have the bingo sheet? Send me the bingo sheet on Discord right now, Sam. I want to see what it looks like. Sam, it did start early today. What are you wearing around your neck? This is a scarf. This is a microphone with a little sticker on it. This is my necklace. It's coral quartz that I made with a piece of Timo clay that I molded. Like I molded a piece of plat Why am I like mixing my Afrikaans and English words so much today? I made something flat, like, and that's the thing. Plot and flat is very close to each other, but I made a flat little disc of clay that I put a bunch of these little purple nubules in, right? You see that? And then I basically formed that thing over itself, pinching on it in a like triangular form. And then it just so happens the way that it closed. I wish I could have done it. I wish I could have like made this up. You see that? The way that it just has like a little bit of a gap there for this part of the mushroom to come out. I did not intend for that at all. I promise. I promise. It's just like the way that the circle ended up having a divot in that exact place, and then the way it folded into itself made it sit. I was like, what? Whoa. Universe. I felt upregulated in that moment too. And then I took this off and then I baked it in the oven to basically like set the moleculars, set them, make them forever. And then I super glued. I don't know if they like it. I don't know if they like being super glued, but I super glued this little PC into it. All right. And then I have this. This is my other side. Giovanna is wearing the other one. We got ourselves one of these when she was here last time. You know, we're sentimental types. We like thinking about each other. Love is true. Am I wearing more around my neck? No. No, that's it. You've been answered. Mm-mm-mm. How are you? I'm doing good. I think I've read all of them. You have bingo sheet? Fuck no. That's work, man. It's brain bingo. You know, fine. This is the part of me that was like thinking about the part of me that was yesterday, right? Was it yesterday where I was like, don't you challenge me? Hey Nancy, it's nice having you here, Sandra. Don't challenge me. I'll go to the old age homes. I'll bring a stack of bingo sheets. I'll freaking tune their TVs so that only plays MeltMore on repeat. There's a lot. I have a lot of MeltMore to watch. There's a lot. There's thousands, and they get to right. It can begin like, watch this guy. This is what the kids are like these days. Look at this fucking guy, and then they get to be like bingo, right? And then maybe they'll just hear something interesting in the meanwhile. Maybe they'll hear something that makes them think a little bit. Maybe they'll think so much that they'll miss the next bingo. Boom, boom, competitive advantage. You have to be locked in, but not too locked in. All right, that's the perfect formula. Free bingo cards. Yeah. A bingo sheet will be a real thing in due time. Joe, I had like moments today where I was like really building in my mind for what the future is going to look like, for what I can do on chain, right? Especially. And I was imagining that I'm going to do dance streams, right? I'm going to go hard with the level of mind fuckery, let's call it that, mind melting itness, right? Where I'm going to have layers and I'm going to have different effects on those layers. And I'm going to have a bunch of different flowers and I'm going to be able to trigger them remotely while I'm dancing. And then I'm going to have a device strapped to my arm that keeps up with my heart rate, basically feeds that signal to the device that is streaming. And then that device can basically have, and the way that the things on chain work, you can build things into that. You can build betting mechanisms. And I know that might not sound that great, but again, the way that I see it is that I will allow my community to just have some fun. Let's see how high Melt's heart rate goes today on dance stream, right? And it's I think he's gonna push 155 BPM, and you're like, nah, bro, this looks like a 160 BPM kind of day, right? And then you can do that, and then at the end of the stream, I can see who got it closest, and I can send you some of my tokens as an award. I can be like, yeah, whoever guesses right gets 10,000 Melt tokens, right? Instantly, and I can bring it up on stream and be like, boom, show it to the camera, like, look, we got it. Got it. And then they can also be like other gamifications where you can, and this is like the long, long future. And this is maybe like super, like yikes. Depending on who you are and how you consider these things, you might be like, that is yikes that you're talking about, Melt. And maybe it could be. But at the same time, it is just going to be another thing. It's not going to be it, it's going to be a thing, a little fraction of a thing of what is going to be, right? So now that, like, imagine this thing that I'm talking about, very small, like just a little extra thing. You will be able to create arbitrage and like betting on like swings of heart rate. Like you can bet on it like charts. And you can also like bet on whether or not actually I'm gonna like the song, whether or not I'm going to listen to the whole one, right? Yeah. We can gamify bingo sheet the Meltmore live streams and gamify the dance ones. This duder, he's like really into the scritchums. Why did you stop, sir? Those little ear scritchums. Apparently they get like uber oxytocin when you do this. Uber oxytocins. Hey, you stop. You stop, sir. Don't stop. You should keep doing it. He's like literally melting on my lap right now. You cannot just turn to liquid. You're not cat. There it starts falling. Oh, okay. Is oxytocin upregulating? Yes. Yes, we upregulate. We upregulate oxytocin. Yeah. Oh, squeezy. Oh. Come on. Oxytocin upregulatios. I can long consider yikes. I know. I know you consider yikes, bro. But this world doesn't care whether you think it's yikes or not. Right? That's what I keep kind of like being educated about by this world, Kobe. It's like it doesn't care about my sensibilities. Doesn't fucking care about those things. Doesn't care. We also have dog tooth. Get a job in comments. Audio goes whack. Get a job in the comments. Audio goes whack. We also have the dog tooth. I've suddenly my mind is just. Oh, okay. I'm back again, Joe. Those are a bunch of different bingo things, right? Things that people can say. Bingo squares. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. We were like when you were like, oh, Mel, this is what I mean, and then I was like, I could feel the mind frequencies. Thanks. My upgrade deleting sensibilities tell me to say good morning, Prince. I'm not saying you to delete your sensibilities. What I'm saying is the world doesn't care about them, right? And that is like a real thing that I had to come to. However, it doesn't mean that you don't get to contribute in that way your sensibilities to the world as well. All right. So, for example, the fact that everything is going to become tokenized and potentially gamified in the short-term future might be like super yikes to you. You imagine that, right? You might be like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with all of that. You don't have to as well. That's the other side of it, right? It will be for fun. We are going to have to keep ourselves busy somehow in the far future that we are creating for ourselves right now. And we're going to have to, I believe, start upregulating today, right? Our states, our forms to almost be ready when that future comes. You're gonna have to be healthy, yo. You're gonna have to be capable of just existing, continuing to exist. And it doesn't take that much to make sure that you can do that. Take care of yourself. Take good care of yourself, damn it. Oh, fuck my God. I'll come inside your home and feed you vegetables. I'll put on Citrons and make you dance. Glad you won. I'm putting in one for the one wheel. Chauvin. I'm putting in one for the one wheel. EUC, yes, that has to be. EUCs, mentioning an EUC, right? Wanting to, instead of like driving any other wheels, right? It's like, oh, yeah, other guys talk about wanting Ferrari. No, Melt wants one wheel. He just needs one wheel. Strap a bunch of batteries to it. He's gonna be happy, bro. He's gonna be the happiest guy that you'll ever see in your life, right? The guy in the Ferrari wishes he was as stoked to have wheels as the guy with batteries strapped to his. I'm gonna be so hyped. You won't see me not hyped. I might I might have moments where I'm like, yeah, see, that was a lot of hyping, and I don't know if all of that ad that I hyped was as hype. And then I'll start hyping something else. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Oh, glad you won. Oxytocin upregulating. Bingo squares. I'm not understanding your English language. It's okay. I speak a very interesting version of it. I feel little thornies in my feet and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I speak English that's going to be useful to every single person. No, I don't think that's right. I speak very self-expressive English, right? But the things that I choose to express are out there and not here. And in that way, you might learn how to express a bunch of things that are out there and have a hard time talking about what's right in front of you. Do I have a hard time talking about what's right in front of me? Huh. No, I don't think so. Instantly, as I look at those clouds, I remember the start of the stream, right? I'm super stoked about the outside too, even if it's in the present. The way the trees look, cutting into the silhouettes of the sky, cutting in as silhouettes to the sky. There's a little hawk that seems to be looking for something. It's looking. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. It's around. Oh, did it just dive? It might have. I'm not seeing it in my field of vision anymore. Okay, now it went back. It's back there now. Nah, it's too far away. Yeah, talking about the outside. I think maybe that's instantly. I'm like, there's the switch for me. The thing that limits me talking more about the outside world that I'm in is my ability to properly show you what exactly it is that I'm looking at, right? Because there's a way in which I look at things that changes them a little bit, not a lot, but it's like a perspective. It's like I'll frame my mind to look at it in a certain way for me to like it more. And I wonder how it is we're going to translate that into these planes as well. I do think that I'll eventually have, probably like a pair of like shades that I can just put on or something, and then it will be able to pass through. And then I don't know how it's going to get the focusing right, but it's going to be interesting. Dalton the funky Homo sapien tells us, upgrade your gray matter, because one day it may matter. Yes, the man's knows, Joe. The man's knows. He knows what he's talking about. You have to upgrade your gray matter. You have to upregulate. Pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Yeah, tell me about it, Dostoevsky. Tell me about it, though. Tell me about it. Fucking, I know already. I said it like decades ago. I knew it by my own experience. What is it? Large intelligence, yes. Upregulate. Oh, glad happen. I need that hashtag on my pack. Glad happen. That is actually awesome. Hashtag glad happen. Moon on Jovan bless. Melt now streaming on YouTube. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I have a whole day with no set plans. I'm wonderful. How are you? Bless. That's a rare one for Zhou. If you know Zhou, her having no plans for her day is like, imagine like, ha, ha, ha. You know, little angels singing their songs. She gets to just mind her own business. She just gets to chill out. Nobody is going to be like, where, birds, get up, birds, birds. None of that. Just chill. Up regulating into the calm. It is the 16th of August. Yassi, the 20th. Okay, no. The 25th. I thought for a second that I'm starting the 20th. So I was like, whoa, that's coming up fast. Upregulate. Love is true. I want to meet you. You have. You haven't met me. Oh. Joker. Do I give you Joker vibes? I like that. I had that whole thing in myself as well at one point in my existence. I moved past it. All right. I don't think anybody is ever gonna hold a candle to Heath Ledger's Joker, you know. I might try. I try my hand, all right, but I don't think I would be able to outdo what he's done. Right? He's the Joker. I feel like this is like hot take. Hot take. Let me drop this hot take. Right? There might still be traditional actors cast in roles, and if I ever went down the rabbit hole of gaining enough notoriety to be considered for something like a freaking Joker role, can you imagine? Like in this extreme universe, right? There would be a part of me that would be like, bet I'll try. I'll lean into the character. On the other side, I am legitimately more pro, literally deep faking Heath Ledger's Joker for him to be the Joker. Like if I had to like watch a movie and I could like pick, you know, like like sliding out which Joker I wanted. Heath Ledger would be the Joker I pick every time. Why are you laughing so much? Because I'm happy, oh. I am so stoked. I'm stoked to be alive. I'm stoked to be here right now. I could be anywhere, oh. Anywhere in existence. And instead, for some reason, my consciousness finds itself here. I have a dog on my lap. Got a dog on my lap. This dude knows that I don't actually like that, but he likes it more than he knows I dislike it. And he knows that my dislike of it can have its arm twisted. And as such, we find ourselves stuck in this unique conundrum. You see, something so simplistic, microcosm, a microcosm of the universe, here for me to experience because I'm here for it. I am here for it to experience through me, this person. I don't know what they're doing. You don't have to know what I'm doing. I don't have to know what I'm doing. All I have to know is that I'm doing it for love. Why am I doing it? Why? The why is way more important than the how. I can muster any how. Any how can be mustered by me. The why needs to be love, however. I need to love what it is I'm doing. I need to actually believe. If I don't believe, it's very hard for me to commit. Get up from here and wander around a bit. How about no? How about it takes more energy for me to render a moving reality than a still frame of one? But also, like I'm stuck. Oh, can you? I just said I'm stuck. Melt is a stationary object. Yeah, in this space I am. He can't move. It's interesting how there is this dichotomy, isn't there? Right? Like sometimes Wednesdays you'll see me. Literally all I do is move. Why is he? Is someone gonna stop him? Why is he doing that? Doesn't he know that he likes sitting down and doing nothing instead? Doesn't he know that? Yeah, I do. I do like this. I'm getting cold. The sun is setting behind us. And with it, it takes the last of its warmth. I'm getting goosebumps. Moon Knight, bless your friend. Melt doesn't know how he's gonna get streaming right. He prepared all day for this. You flatter me. You flatter me, Hoopy. I don't prepare. Not really. I don't consider what I do preparing. All right. I participate. You know, like I'll almost like slide the sliders. What's upregulation? Upregulation. Saras, saraks, satsaks. Upregulation is essentially, and this is what I've been advocating for, this ability for us to tune ourselves as a consciousness in a way where our bodies have to catch up with it, right? So maybe, for instance, you want to be fit and strong, but at this point in time, you might not be. Upregulation looks like bringing that version of you that is heavy up to that part of you that wants to be light, right? And as you do that, I believe, and it's now been proven as well with science, as you do that, your literal body changes. It actually changes. DNA shifts will happen. Different methyl groups will dissolve and reattach themselves. You know, different gene expressions will be switched on and switched off as you upregulate in your mind. Are you the name butcherer? I mean, sad sacks. It feels really rough if I say it like that, you know. It doesn't really paint a beautiful picture in my mind, so I don't want to say it. So I want to keep butchering it. Maybe it sounds some way different. Is there a parallel, Melt? Maybe I missed some. I'm also trying to keep things together. That's the only thing we can do. Body babbles brainlessly. Body babbles brainlessly? Hello. Is giving me turkey. Why are you laughing so much? Mel, this is the part that may try. Is it from the perspective making mind? Is it from the perspective making mind? The way Hoopy uses words, is it from the perspective making mind? Maybe. Maybe, Hoopy. Maybe my mind's perspective is that things can be better. You know, that there is clearly a disconnect with the way that things are right now and the way that I know, it's not like I think, I know they can be better. I know it. I fucking know they can be better. Everything can be one. I live in Africa, yo. I have lost my mind many a times, standing in lines, waiting for the same thing that I waited for last time. I've done that. That takes time from real human beings. Millions upon millions of hours of our lifetimes have been siphoned by inefficiency, by stupidity, by down regulation instead of up regulation. So it's true, Hoopy. My mind's making perspective, and I am biased, but I am building in the open. You can throw rocks at me, I'll melt them. Thanks for the building material, dude. Throw more rocks. Do it. Throw more rocks, please. Please, I can use all the rocks I can get. Please. I can come back to this one actually. Not as a stationary object. I love that. Yay. I honestly can't recall the last day I wasn't bound by some side quest with time and space coordinate. Today is a good day. Today is yours. Love is true. Is that a parallel melt? I'm curious what you're asking still. I don't know anymore, dear Sandra. Your Nancy friend. Same color sky where I am. Oh, let me show you some of this again. That cloud has been changing, but now it's like getting like oomphed by the last of the sun rays. Getting like gwomps. Boy, in my eyes. I like that. That's nice. That's pretty. Whoever thought that was a good idea. Good job. Good job. Oh, can't confirm, Melt. Preparation is just like spend 5 minutes gathering equipment and then doing 20 minutes of yoga before stream. Yeah. Thanks, Joe, for like coming up to me on that. It's like you really do flatter me and thinking like I spend like my whole day just preparing. It's like, oh, this is very natural to me. This is who I am. Oh, I might be like spinning my own flywheel, right? Adding some more momentum to my own personality, right? Where it's like my personality is this like churning thing. But then we get flare-ups, right? You've seen people flaring up, right? Personality-wise. And those flare-ups are like drama, right? It's like when someone flares up, that's the drama. You like, can you believe this person? Like, right? So understanding that about myself, I let flare, right? Like flowers blooming, the parts of myself that I feel I have good control over. It is one of those things that I get in my own mind about as well, though, right? It's like there's a balance to be had in how performative you want to be versus how much embarrassment you can take in the performing thereof. I'm absolutely flaring, darling. Is that good? I think so. I'm happy. Bless you, friend. I love these emojis. I can't control my fingers. That moment when can confirm. Let's again show. Melt preparation is just like spend 5 minutes gathering equipment and then doing 20 minutes of yoga before stream. Yeah. It's like presence. Oh, it's time for me to go and do stream. What do I want to talk about? What have I been feeling? Upregulation. Yeah, let's do that. And then boom, we do stream. Preparation. Who needs more preparation than that? More preparation? And again, right, I'm willing to participate in the process and I'm willing to be in my day and learn and grow, gain new skills ideally. Try my hand at this world that we're in. But I don't do much preparing. Right? The most preparation I've ever done in my life, and I said this to Jovan as well, is for this move that's coming. Right? That's the most preparation I've ever done. Like, it's a lot. And again, I could find myself enjoying it because I was doing it for a good cause. Other than that, I usually don't. I'm just like, that's not who I am. I'm not the kind of person. That's why I need help. That's why I need help. I need people that are better at that part of the fractal than me, you know? Like having a content team would be nice one day. I don't know if I'll get makeup. Can you imagine? Yes, I can imagine myself. Thanks. Don't laugh at me. I'm serious. I'm upregulator. Melt. I'm serious, Melt now. Don't you be thinking you're smug and stuff. Say becoming more enlightened every day. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we can become more enlightened, right? Enlightenment to me means when you realize you are light, right? When you really intrinsically realize that you are light, literally. You are as light comes from the sun, right? Source. You are that energy source coming from that light source, right? You are that. You are light, right? That is what enlightenment is. And it makes you feel light because you're like, oh, wait a second. Where am I? Why have I been so stuck in my own mind, not realizing how fast I'm moving? You move fast, yo. Like really fast. So fast. Not light speeds, but on timelines. Incredibly. It's very cool. This conversation is going to unfold in like an hour time. Evolution unfolds on billions of year timelines. Right? And we have now, and this is the intention for me, right? Come to a microcosm of conscious evolution from billions of years. Like we took something that used to take billions of years, and we're with language and with feeling and with upregulating our minds and bodies, we're literally evolving more in an hour. We're doing more in an hour. We're just like, I'm not saying more than forever. I'm just saying more, right? Plus 0.0000000000001 is still plus, still more. I can feel the love. Thanks to the emojis. Yeah, more. Well, enlightenment, at least in me, is just becoming more of one with life. Yeah, I think we're on the same track with that, right? It's like when you realize your light, everything you see is that as well, technically, right? Yes, there's some sort of matrix. The light is bouncing against things, and there is this belief, right? You can walk out to that tree and touch it too, and we can both be convinced. Oh yes, tree. Yes, there's tree here, but actually there's light. Actually, what you're feeling, and what you're seeing, right? And again, it kind of like gets turned into electron signals. But again, that's also just like an abstraction of light. It's just light. So much light. So much energy. Bzz, 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 little firing of particles. Pew, 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 pew. And that's what light is. Well, technically. But you get what I mean. Lasers fire so many particles in one singular direction that if you make them powerful enough, they can burn holes in things because of those particulates. Who is MeltMore? Me. I am. Nice to meet you. Unfortunately, today was boring, meaningless, but I know everything will be all right one day. Well, my day was not boring or meaningless, right? I had a good one. And I suffered for the most of it. Suffered my own consequences, I did. Ate a bunch of sugar and felt bloated. And like that sense of like grogginess where my brain is like, yeah. And still meaningful, still good day, upregulated. I pulled myself out from that feeling, danced for 2 hours. Like I can still feel my legs have that thingy. There was like, bzz, 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 bzz. I stacked my muscles with sugars, and then I taxed. Then I Uber taxed them. Was like, bet. I just deposited sugar, and body is like, yeah, we know, bro. We're like trying to deal with your deposit. We're trying to put it in all the muscles, sir. And I'm like, actually, don't bother. I'm actually cashing out right now. And then I did a bank run. No more sugars for me. Name butcher. MeltMore, the name butcherer. Oh, love is true. What has your journey been like? I do love hearing these kinds of things. Do let us know, friend. Sad your journey to enlightenment. Melt is acting like a thug. Am I acting like a thug? Do I seem like I have some gangster in me? At one point in time, I would have liked that you believe that. I don't really like that anymore. I don't want the association. Thank you very much. Absolutely flaring. Bless. You are free to, but it's on video. Yeah. Again, like I've come to this conclusion. Again, sensibilities, Hoopy. The world does not care about your sensibilities, though. And I'm a prude. I am, right? I don't like the grimy part of the internet. I understand it, but I don't like it, right? And again, whether I like it or not, it continues to exist. Whether it goes against my sensibilities, it continues to exist. And in that way, what I am and what I contribute to this fractal in video or not, to me, is in line with my sensibilities. And in that way, I don't feel like I need to compromise. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything shameful. I'm showing up as a person, sitting in an environment, having an open mind to have a conversation with friends. All right? See me, universe. Judge me as you will. Can confirm, bless. Bless again. I love that. It makes me so happy just to like imagine Zhao's perspective on me with her in my environment. And it makes me so happy just seeing you say words like that. I love you, Zhao. Zum, 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 zum. Zum, zum. Oh, Sam has a headache, but we're getting there. Bless you, friend. Upregulate. Does Mel change clothes before stream? Yes. Yes, I do. I shower, usually. Like, ideally, I have like a whole preparation process. Like, I literally am like I'm going on a date, right? I am very comfortable just living in a pair of boxers for 2 days. I can do that. There's nothing stopping me. However, I know that that's not the only state for me to be in, right? And I can morph. I can morph into a bunch of different states. And I am stoked about whichever one I'm in. Fucking yeah. Boxers and chilling? Fuck yeah. Doing live stream? Fuck yeah. Doing flower making? Fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah. Doing dance live stream? Yeah. Fuck you. Doing yogas, bro? Fuck yeah. 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 Stoked. No matter what it is, I'll find reasons to be stoked about it. Upregulate myself into being capable of doing even better. I see River Coon here with us as well. Brother Bear, I've been like thinking about you so much. River Coon has found love in his world. I get him, I got some personal experience myself. And he's been here for that personal experience as well. And getting to hear that he's getting some personal experience for him is good. Yeah. Bless you. Bless you, River Coon. We're so stoked for you, bro. We're on your side. We're cheering for you and your happiness. We love you so much. Let me see if I missed some more. What else is new? Melt. What else is new? I did a on-chain live stream for the first time today. What's it called? Restake TV? I can't even remember. I still need to get myself a little bit more familiar with how it works, but I'm already a live streamer, right? Might as well see what the other platforms hold. And if Zora told me anything, it's like, oh wow. Like, we've already gained like more than 700, like a little bit more than 700 followers on Zora already. We're pushing 100 supporters, right? So imagine, instead of like being able to hit a button and like subscribe for free, as you can here, you have to minimum put in like 20 cents 20 cents is not that much, right? It's 1/5 of a dollar. But you have to. No other way. You have to put at least 1/5 of a dollar in the piggy bank for you to be like, aha, I'm supporting Melt, right? And 92 souls. Like, it melts me to imagine how that's even possible, friends. Like, maybe I shouldn't be that surprised at the other side as well. But I'm stoked. I'm stoked. Wait, there was an on-chain live stream? There was. I did post it to my Farcaster as well. I don't know if it was good, but it was. I did a little dance stream. And as I was doing the dance stream, I was like, just like building in my mind, thinking about all of these ideas about what I can do in the future. 92 upregulated souls. Yeah. Yeah, I like that, Hoopy. I do like that. Right, and again, like maybe I don't maybe I'm not communicating the impact it's making on me as much as I am supposed to, right? Like the absurdity of the situation. You know, like we've been doing these live streams and being stoked about showing up for the good stuff, right? For love, right? I do believe that's what I'm here for. I show up for love is true. We've been showing up for that for 5 years, right? And due to the challenges that come with our current, life experience, as it is, uh, the fire was turning to embers. It felt like to me, right? We only ever garnered like 50 people's financial support on Patreon. It's down to like 14, I believe, right now. Right. So there was this like feeling in me of like the most, like, again, like watching numbers, right? Seeing a peak in my past as like the most people that you could have convinced to potentially value your work was 50 people, out of 8 billion. And, you know, 2/3 of them came to the conclusion that it was in fact not actually, worth the capital. And then to create on a platform that is made for creators, with the intent of actually giving creators the value they're due, and then it attracts people that have that kind of mindset to it. And then to gain, right, like double essentially the amount of support we ever gained on Patreon in a month. We've been doing Patreon for 4 years. Like it baffles my mind. It baffles me. It really does baffle me. The amount of power people have on my life. I've already like talked about that many a times with you friends, right? Like that's been a very key point, is that every single one of you influence my life, and that every dollar that you've given me echoes into my future. Now imagine, not only does it echo into the future as I say it does, because it would, but now you can see it. Now it can suddenly be on chain. And you can literally, for the rest of that dollar you gave me's lifetime, technically, in this world we're building right now, you can track. You can track what happened to it. You can track whether or not it was put to a good use or a bad one, right? You'll never see me buying weapons of mass destruction. You'll never see me freaking harming people, for the sake of. This doggo is doing disgusting stuff next to me, sorry. Harming people for the sake of profits, right? Like you will be able to like look at your dollar at the end of the lifetime thereof, or lifetime of me potentially, right? And be like, this is a good place to put the dollar. Good, right? Like, because this dollar was put there, melted festivals, melted music events, melted yoga get-togethers, breathwork retreats, melted flowers, teaching other people how to make them, just to like create that sense of catharsis, being able to take, even like literally take pictures of things that are painful. Take a picture of your freaking car that crashed and turn that into a piece of art. And literally, as you're turning it into a piece of art, you can like let go of the pain that you might have, forgotten that was there for you to explore. I look forward to us doing good things for the world, friends. I know that we're so capable. And again, thank you for your support. Like, it means the world to me. And I can't do what I'm doing if not for your support as well, friends. So again, I'll say it over and over. Thank you. Thank you so much. I feel like I'm so far behind on comments. I'm trying to catch up. There once lived a man, Melt, with fire in his soul that no ocean would quell. He walked through the night with a heart made of steel, yet carried the scars that no time could heal. He whispered to shadows. And then suddenly, no more. It really did have my mind going. I look forward to your time again. Moon Knight, bless you, Fred. Well, enlightenment, at least to me, is becoming more one with life. Yeah. Becoming more, basically. Who is MeltMore? No, that's my water. You see something? Oh, he's seeing the ants. So, attaining happiness, knowledge, living how you like, morally kind, just makes you more. I mean, hasn't failed me, I'll say. Right? And I am biased, admittedly, but attaining knowledge and happiness and living how I like and being morally kind has made me more. If it checks out, nothing in my logic is like, nope. Getting a good ear scratches. Oh, integrating the subconscious with the conscious, recognizing that the world teaches us about ourselves, seeing the world kind of paradox. Melts multi-laser burning mind. Beat cat. I don't understand. Am I just dumb? We're learning. We're learning together. Am I the only one watching the previous conversation evolve in Melt's mind? It's always happening. Hoopty hoops. All right. Maybe that's what you think I'm doing when you say I'm preparing. And in that way, I always prepare, right? You should imagine me as this thing, as very calm, ideally, right? I do have bursts of activity where I'm like very skizzy, where I'm like, I need again, I need to close tabs, I need to do stuff, right? But mostly there is like peace. I try to like garner as much peace in my experience as I can. Upregulating, conversations evolving in mind. So in this peaceful state, I do believe that there are almost like different layers of you that exist as well, right? And in my mind state, I do believe that I do most of my work. And when I'm not at peace, when I'm perturbed, that's when my spiritual work suffers for it, right? So, or is bolstered by it. That's the other side of it as well, right? It's up to me. It's up to me to build with whatever I'm given. Literally, throw rocks at me, I'll melt them and turn them into glass. And then I'll put that little rock glass in this little plane here. Please throw more rocks. I need a lot. I have a lot of space to fill. Integrating. I want to read that comment from Joe again. Integrating the subconscious with the conscious. Recognizing that the world just teaches us about ourselves. Seeing the world kind of paradox. Yeah. Am I the only one? You are loved, you are treasured, you're respected, and you are revered. Bro, know you. The purpose of life of the outside world is to guide you through your inner life. In other words, satsags. The purpose of life of the outside world is to guide you to your inner world. That's the way I read it for some reason. Probably hoops. I don't go inside Melt's mind. Place is a mess. Yeah, you'll have a hard time. Right? I imagine like this kind of like This is, of course, let's lean into this performance, right? We figure out the technology to tap into each other's brains, right? Everybody gets a brain-computer interface. It has extreme neuronal density. In other words, the amount of connection points it has is like very dense. The best we have right now is like, I think, 1,000 by 1,000 grid, right? So imagine billions by billions grid. That's density, right? And then with all of that density of informational exchange, you could open that as a signal, right? And then you could tune into that signal if you wanted to, like a radio station, right? You'll have to be brave. You'll have to be real brave to tune into mine. All right, my mind, like I've had this conversation with friends before, where we get into these kinds of like flywheels of conversation and excitement and being stoked. And I imagine that if somebody had to, like on a whim, potentially, if they, instead of like being able to know what it is they're signing up for and then tune into it, if they just suddenly got inundated, like, oh, I wanna know what this, like in there, and then like, boop, I think most people might lose their minds a little bit. It's like you see some shit that you were not supposed to see ever. You just start screaming. You just start. You've already unplugged from the signal, but you're still screaming, stuttering backwards. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. You'll be okay too. If I can be okay, you'll be okay. Oh, bless. Hey, what the fuck? A fucking mosquito got me again. They're back. They're back, the fucking mosquitoes. I just discovered the big old, what do you call it? Swell. I need to chillax. I need to upregulate myself into being okay with this still. Yes, thank you, my skin, for protecting me against that mosquito spit. Thanks. That's great. Let's absolutely decimate all of that irritation quickly. And then next time, every time we detect little mosquito fuckers, close to my skins, I want you to tensile strength. I want them to just not be able to actually. Okay, skin? One of these days, it's gonna listen. I promise. So it's a heavy promise to make, but I'm gonna make it. So if they don't give me the tools, I'll build them myself. Purpose of life. Freaking mosquito bites. Like that, I need to. They take too much of my resources. I skizz about it. Freaking mosquitoes. All right, I'm calming down. You're not dumb. It's difficult compiling a soul journey into 200 characters. It's true. I adore you all. Love to you, Hoops. Nope, that is River Coons. I don't appreciate the invitation to be muted. I don't get what's happening here besides the obvious. The invitation to be muted? If you felt for a second that I invited you to stay quiet, then you have been picking up on the wrong signals. Quite the contrary, right? If I engage with you, that is a good indication that I want you to, at the very least, feel like you are allowed an opinion, right? And that even counts with the trolls sometimes, right? Like again, the whole get a job fractal, right? Like I engage with that because I allow you that opinion, but I also allow myself to show you why it's a bad one, why you're a big stupid for having it, right? And that's my prerogative. I get to do that because you were like, instead of bringing me flowers, you brought me a stick. All right, what am I supposed to do with this? Make fire? Beat you with it? Throw it? Who's gonna fetch? Oh yeah. honey catches more, right? We know this. I'll be back, bless. Melt, not to be offensive, but your dance has caused me psychological trauma. You see, my dance is but a microcosm of what's going on inside my mind, bro. Like, that's the best part. When I'm dancing like that, imagine my brain just outputting these variations of signal, right? For my body to move in beat with what is. And then when I get into those states, it's almost like my mind opens up. And then I start, I have like a little environment to kind of like occupy myself with it, entertain myself with, think about things, build within. So yes, yes, be psychologically traumatized, be, and then get over it and do something about it. There on-chain live streams, bless again, freaking mosquito bite, just causes this weird chemical reaction in my brain that it does. I show up for looking forward, for serving forward motion. This money talk is not interesting to me. Again, hoopty hoops, sensibilities, right? Money is a part of our lives. Money should be seen as something spiritual. Maybe that's what I'm trying to do in my own journey. That's what I'm trying to do in my own journey, because this is what this is, hoopty hoops. This is my journey with you, friends. I am going on this journey with you. I have included you on my journey with this live stream, right? But it is my journey. And I know it might be very nice, to not have to think about money ever. But I have lived a life where I have not had money to eat food at the end of the month, where I did week-long fasts because I couldn't afford more food for the rest of the week, right? I had no money but the money I've spent on the rent, right? Like, literally all of the money I created had to be given just for a box to continue existing in, right? Like, when you have that as a perspective, right, suddenly it's not a matter of whether it's interesting or not to think or talk about this concept of money and the role that it plays in our lives. It becomes a moral imperative, right, for me to ensure that I don't let myself suffer like that again. And I can. I'm good at fasting. I like fasting, in fact, for what it's worth, right? I can go long without having to eat food. So in that way, I know I'm going to be okay no matter what happens. But I want to be the one that chooses to do that always and forever. I want to be the one that's making that decision, not that decision is being made for me. And unfortunately, the way that this world works right now, money helps you make decisions for yourself. All right. And it's because of all of the decisions that I've made, with the help, technically, of my parents' gathered money, right? My dad already had a job by the time I was born. By the time I was born, my dad was already earning a salary, right? A good one, because he's an engineer. And then I got given an environment to create something within, and I wanted to die for the longest time because I felt, what's the point, right? Especially with the money system as it was, right? I went through the financial crisis in 2008 as a 10-year-old, right? Watching that shit destroy this little town that I'm in, right? Some bank in America defaults on debt. And again, they were stacking the blocks with all of those freaking, subprime mortgages. And then people lose their jobs here in this little town that's 20 kilometers away from me in Africa, in South Africa. Lots of people lost their jobs, my dad amongst them. All right, this farm came from, in a way, that financial turmoil. All right, that company had to sell all of its assets. My dad liquidated his retirement fund to acquire this place. It breaks my brain how unfair things can be sometimes. But I have hope, Hoopy. I don't know if you've noticed. I have streamed with this as my background, but I've also streamed in front of a white wall as well when I went to Christian's place. I'm trying to build something. I'm trying to build something beyond this place. Not from a perspective of wanting to get away from it, but from the perspective of wanting something that stands for itself, right? Create something like a pebble in the hand, something tangible, right? That people, if it's in mind's eye or in reality, will be able to hold. And it takes money, dude. It takes money to do stuff like that. That's the reality of it. I have 5% battery left, so I can't stream for much longer. I love you, friends. Stay strange and unique. This freaking mosquito bite is so big and it's pissing me off. I had a whole moment today thinking about a previous mosquito bite I had on this side of myself that was bad. It swelled up, really big and stuff. Irritated the living shit out of me. It's all better now, thank goodness. But I thought about that today, and then I get a mosquito bite on the other side of my body, but same circumstances that led up to that previous moment. Feels full circle. It's like, this relief, not having to experience that anymore. And then instantly the universe is like, let's start again. Jester, Lou, it's you again. I show up every day. It's nice having you, friend. Bless. Melt, does South Africa have programs for people who are below a certain economic level so they can get food for free or at a reduced rate? We do have what's called SASA grants, and that is essentially what that is. So people that don't have enough to get by, nobody is allowed to starve here in South Africa, at least, right? They have ways to make sure that doesn't happen, because they realize as well that if people were allowed to starve, they would come and eat what there is to eat, right? So in that way, yeah, at least, and that is, powered by taxpayer money, a lot of it, and a lot of it is also going away because people are being taken for a ride. The people that created wealth here in South Africa are being taken for a ride because of it, and they're leaving with it for the most part, right? Fortunately, this farm can't leave. All right, it's staying here. This is where it is. So in that way, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, Remember that part about it. No matter how the future changes, that part is still the realness of it. Your mind is not well. My mind is not well. My mind is very well. My mind is considering of things that most people don't even want to think about. Right? I actively consider things most people don't want to think about. That is hard, though. Maybe that cracks me up a little bit, makes me seem a little bit insane. I'm gonna lose battery percentage. It's gonna die in a second. Let's see if I can get my poem out for you, though. I want to see if I can show you the flower first. There it is. See with your eyes, and then I'll see if I can get the poem out. I think it's gonna die in the mid of it, but I'm gonna show up for you, friends. Here it comes. Worth your time. We don't spend money first. We spend minutes, Hoopy. Every choice is a checkout